World pandemics: how effect on meal supplies are terrible things. The newest risk comes of African pig dengue, a very infectious viral infection in no named treatment, and a close null surviving bet for contaminated pigs. The nice news story is how the illness is not detrimental to humane public health. The bad news story is how it will perhaps wound our wallets. The epicenter of the present meltdown is China, the planet's largest manufacturer and customer of pig. It accounts for more than rather than part of the planet's pig people. China is fighting to include the illness that has distribution to each portion of the nation with August recent year. Following months of pretending the position was by monitoring, Beijing is now precautionary how pig prices in China could growth by more than rather than 70% in the other part of the year. The in-rotate would include a bang-on effect on China's economics, taking into account how pig prices are an essential donor to its bloating levels. Formal information liberated above the history 1 week strengthened the severity of the position. China's Domestic Office of Statistics says the nation's pig people has fallen by almost 40 millionth to 375.3 millionth of a year over, since of the pig dengue outburst. Yet several analysts trust how China has been by reporting the position, partially due to regional farmers' retention data on outbreaks. Looking front, the plague could destroy about 200 millionth pigs in China, on to a gloomy paper by Rabobank. It forecasts how China's pig exit will drop by 30% the year, creation implications for world product markets. To offer you several background, the decrease there in China is now nearly as lot as the full sum of pig manufactured in the EU as a entire, says Rabobank world policymaker Justin Sherrard. He says how China cannot importing quite pigs to do up the deficit. We don't trust down there's quite pet fiber accessible in the planet to do up the distinction, or so it will be destructive in those some markets. You will see prices growth in those some markets. At one standard you can say a lack in one area is nice news story for else area. But the significance of these changes are such how the is departure to be destructive in some markets. It's not a easy position wherever you can say, oh yes, but certainly they can fare importing the distinction. China is, yet, hard to increase pig imports of else big manufacturer, the US, to do up for its loose national delivery. Down there's fair one issue, CEO Trump cards trading warfare. US pig supply to China are now cladding tariff of 62% since of the ongoing trading controversy among both of countries. The normal rate bet for US pig supply to China is 12%, but an further rate of 50% was added recent year due to their quarrel, manufacturing us pig considerably more than costly for China consumer. Rabobank's Mr. Sherrard telephone call their present trading tensions an unwanted difficulty, but predicts the pig lack could conduct to and fast transactions among the two sides. In the late, we will see how down there'll be several kind of interim, or perhaps though a constant, solution of the trading controversy to try and get how pig flesh and some pet protein food flow of the US to China, he says. In reality down there include been stories of enormous volumes of US pig creature sent to China already in spite those tariff creature in location. The position is already creature reflecting in the finance markets. US rely hog futures on the Chicago materialistic exchanging include rising about 60% above the recent monthly. In supplement to the outburst in China, down there are as well now accountable of the viral infection in Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and some countries in Southwest Asia. Europe has as well been struck by African pig dengue in latter year, that can be transferred by both of tamed pigs and savage boars. Following destructive the Baltic nations and East Poland in 2014, African pig dengue founded in the Bohemian Republic and close Warsaw, says Lynn Morgan, chief of Europe at world study company Ipsos Industry Advising. Pig prices compressed due to inadequate national manufacture and more than rather than a tertiary of pig agriculture went out of industry. She believes how Germany, the greatest pig manufacturer and exporting country in Europe, has the largest to miss of future outbreaks. Latter analyze has offered we could wait African pig dengue to come in the Deutsche Savage hog people above the following 4 persons year, she says. Pigs contaminated in the dengue normally die during 10 days. If a solitary pig is found to testing favorable for the viral infection, the whole flock has to be slain. Farmers normally afflict significant finance losses in the trial. Meantime, the UK's domestic public health facility website state how, lot world outbreaks of communicable illnesses, pandemics, how include occurred in latter story are mine to include been inflicted by viruses previous just found in animals. Following mutable, the viruses became able of infecting humans. Towards of creature a food bracket, the pig is historic and culturally one of China's favorite animals. It is one of the 12 animals of the China zodiac and 2019 is the year of the swine, on to the China moon schedule. But before the African pig dengue plague is driven by monitoring, down there is obviously slight to commemorate.